Hi guys, good evening. And today I'm going to solve a lead code problem. Why means I am doing one challenge. It is a 30 days lead code challenge. Each day one problem I will solve. So today I want to solve a problem. Let me go into that and solve it and get back into SQL learning. SQL also. I also learning SQL recently started learning SQL. In that SQL, I learned like basic things like character types, data types, how to create a table, database, and table. After creating a table, how to insert a value inside that. What are constraint classes? I not having a good idea about the constraint and classes. Let me see today and clarify the doubt also. And let also practice some problems in that. Some problems means let me write some queries by myself and check it by using GPT. So okay, let me go into our video. We go into our lead code problems for lead code website. Yeah, on Meet I will open my lead code. I think the website is visible right now. Yeah, it is visible. So it's also a worksheet. It is a lead code 75. In that, I finished the strings and arrays. There are also a two pointer. I want to finish a maximum average subarray. So I have only finished a one pattern. It is two pointer and a basic array of how two pointer works and see how array works. String comparison, increased treble frequent product of an array. Let me solve this today. Product of an array, right product, left product. Prefix sum, it is like prefix sum, I think so. Pattern, prefix sum pattern. So, how it's given an array numbers, written an array answer such that an array of I is equal to the product of all the element of a numbers expected number I. Okay, product a product of any prefix or suffix of sum is guaranteed to fit in a 32-bit integer. That means 8-byte character, 8-byte of memory. You must write an algorithm that trains O of 1 times without using the division operator. Okay, division operator. What they are coming to tell us means they has given a nums of array. Want to return an answer array such that the answer of I is equal to the product of all the element of nums. Okay, if you take one as an example means the product of 2 3 4 should be equal to the all the array. 24 should be a product of 2 and 3 and 4. If you take a 2 means the product of 1 12 1 will be 24, 3 will be 1 will be 12, 3 will be an 12, 4 also get a product of 12. If you leave it on a 3, The one can be a product of A, two can also be a product four. If you leave it the four, yeah. So first we want to know how to calculate the product without using a divisor operator, and how prefix sum it will be prefix sum will work. So first for that we want to know how prefix sum is work. What is prefix prefix sum and what is prefix sum? How to use it in array? Prefix sum means every index store the sum of all elements from the start of an array up to the index. At every index, store the sum of all elements from the start of array up to the index. That index. Okay. Prefix sum means at the every index. If I take a zeroth index means prefix means it is a right side no. So zeroth right side index will be an zeroth index. Y means it will be calculate the sum until that index. What were current index is. If I yeah, if I take a first index mean the first value will be default. And if you take a second index, it will be add a previous like zeroth index and as a first index and second index. If we take a third index means it will add a first, second, and third. It is an prefix sum like this, and a prefix sum will work. Prefix sum is a sum of elements from the index 0 to I. How to build an prefix sum means array a 0, a prefix sum of 0 is equal to an array of 0. So you want to run a program from the first index to a length of array. So the first index will be the previous index plus the first index. Then we can get an prefix value. Because it helps to find the sum of any subarrays in a O of n time instead of O of 1. Subarray sums using a prefix sum. Then I want to find a product of every element that should be equal to all but not itself. For each index I, the product of all element is x in that array expected array of I. Yeah, if I take a first index, it will be like 2, 3, and 4, 24. Product of all. Product means all. Navy method. Yeah, it will be like if you done in a Navy method meant it will be for O of n square. I will explain you how it works. Navy method means we create an empty array and we use a for loop that will be run from starting index to a length of an array, and we use a product equal to one. Then inside we use a nested if. It will also run from a length of array. So if I is not equal to j, then product of or a product equal to a product into array of I. So basically a 1 into, if you take a 1, it should be not equal to the 1. Then we want to calculate all the rest of three values. Product of element to the left of I and product of element to the right of I. Yeah. If left will be I into 1 into 1, 1 into 2, 1 into 3, 3. First we'll do from left side, after we do from right side. That is same. Again we do the same thing in the right side. 3 into 1. Left equal to 1 of n. N will be our current length. How it works means I want to one notebook for writing that. I want to write and see the code how it works first. First, I want to do a left side of product. Left side of product means if I take a first value and second, if I have four value inside that array, I want to done on a left side product first. I take a first value. If the first value will be a default value, it will be the same. Then I go to second value means and first and second value into and stored in a second value. If you go to a third value, a first, second, and third, and multiplying it and stored in a third index. Fourth value means I will take a first, third, and fourth. But here I not include the current index. I will only store the if I take first means it will be default 1. If I take a second, 1 into 1. If I take a third, if I take a third means it will be changed. Right now. first and second. If I take a third, what I am coming to tell here means I will erase this one. Why means I don't forgot the code I written here. So I want to understand it first. So I use an attribute codes and write for a future purpose. I I have an array. Hmm, array empty array empty array in that I want to do I want to do left and right product. So step one what will I do means I want to do a left product with prefix sum. So let me take an example of first example, a lead code problem gives an example, default example itself. Let me take a default example. So I also have an empty array. In that only I do the operation, the prefix sum 0, comma 0, comma 0, comma 0. Here, after creating the empty array, I want to do on left side. So left equal to 1. Then for loop inside that result or result of I equal to left, and left will be equal to nums of I. What will happen here means the first value num value I default the I tell previous itself I tell previously the one first index will be default same will be stored here in the first index. The default array first index will be stored in a first index value will be stored in a newly created array. So the one will become here a default itself. So I given a left equal to 1 in first itself. Y means any value it can be like 3 or 4 or 10. So 10 into 10, 10 into 1 it will be an a 10 and then we store in a first index itself. Y means the for loop runs from a length of an array. So it would be start from a 0 to n. So a num of 0 will be value step 3. Let me do a step by step algorithm what we want to create. Step 3, I want to do a calculation and store it in a new array. In the for loop, the I value first result of I will be 1. That will be equal to the left. First I will store that value means left means it always be 1. It's right. Why we storing a left first value is 1, because there are no element to the to the left of first index, and we multiply the 1 into defined element. Identify addition is 1 and multiplication is 1. Okay, I am understand why they given a 1 in there. I will explain you. If I stored how the prefix sum will work, I before self told like the first index to be calculated before that index. If we take a zeroth index before there is nothing, so we default give us an a 1. If you give 0 means next upcoming value all will be like 0. So we want to avoid that one. So for that only we use an 1 here. That time for by doing for doing the this and doing like this and doing like this, we can get in a left prefix sum. I will explain. An array of 1 not of 0 will be like equal to left. After doing that, then the left will be multiplied and by the nums of current index. So after that, the 2 the 2 is not be considered to be included as a current index. Why we are not including that as a current index to multiplying it means the given problem statement itself we told is that equal to the product of all the element expected the num of I. So I not to store the current index to multiply multiplying with the left and storing in a result. You want to add it in the next value only, next index position. If I take an a number of array, then it will also be a 1. Y means left equal to 1. It not has changed. After then the array will be like 1. So the 2 left into value 2 means 1 into 2 it will be changed as left 2. After I take a third index, I will do and get two values. So I store the value like left. Third index will be 2. Then I have a 3. 3 into 2 6. Left value will be 6. I have taken a 4. If you calculate the three values mean it will be in a 6. So we are getting a 6 here. We done here a left index. The same like we want to do in the right index. For right one also we come from right to left. So the 6 will be the same. We not calculate that. So the value will be like 6 into 6 into 1 will be 6. So the right value will be 6 and store it in a index 6 itself. I'm getting right, no? It's wrong means correct me, ma'am. Here we want to do a multiplication. Y means we added the value like prefix sum. Y we product of all element expected num I, product of element to the left of I into product of element to the right of I. If you skip product of all element after the index I, after the index I. So the ith value, if we want to get a lost index, means we want to do on a left into right. We have a left value default itself. We're taking a first value index 1 and a self will be 2. The right index will be 3 and 4. Right before 1 into 6 we get an 6. Right after result after will be 6. Right after 1 to 4 how it accessing the value 4. Num of I of last index is 4. Oh, okay. For next index, I want to give and inserting the values. For that, I want to use a fourth value here. After that, I told that you want to do a right prefix. So, right prefix, we want to do right prefix. For right, we want to run a multiplication to get the product. So that we use right equal to 1. Step step fifth will be step 50 will be look like right of first, right of 1. The for loop will be in a reverse order. Then we multiply our result index equal to right, and we update the right by a previous value by the num. So equal to nums of then step of I equal to step 6 will be updating the array. So the right of will be 1 default. The 6 will be 6. Then we want to result the update. Rate of I equal to right. Then right will be in multiplied by nums of I. 6 will be 6. Then we update into by in a reverse order. 4 into here also we storing by multiplying value. So then only we can get a product of that. So the first value here is 4 0 1 2 3. At 3 update a 4 for next storing value. Before after 4 like storing a third index we will store on a second value. So 2 into 4 it will be an 8. 8. After we do 3 into 4, 3 into 4, 3 into 4 it will be an 12. So Second index will be updated as 12. So y means there is 1. 1 into 12, it will be an 12. So I directly updated it. After that, second index we have a 2. 2 into 12, 24. So first index, sorry, no, I forgot to update the previous index. So it will be a first index. 2 into 12, it will be changed into 24. So after that, I will change like last value will be run in a for loop 0. It will be like 24. So that time we get an product of an array that is equal to the that is we get an array it is equal to the all of product of element nums expected and num of I. Current index we not get a current index product of array. So for the code will be like we want to have a length of an array. So we use a length function in a Python for getting an array length. Then we use one array, empty array that will be contains 0. So we want to same length of array in a empty like 0 value having a zeros. So I have created a 0 array. It will be multiplied by the n length of array. So we can create a zeroth value of array extra array to store a answer values. For that, then we calculate the left. First we do an addition. First we do an addition like multiplying in a left equal to 1. Left product I in a range of 1. Sorry, range of n. So it should run to a length of an array. Then for I in a range of n, they want to update the result of no sorry answer of I equal to left. Left should be multiplied by the nums of an I for updating a next array. For updating a next value in the answer array. Then the same for right, but here we do a multiplying by storing a value inside the answer array. And it should be also come in a reverse order. For that, n minus 1 comma minus 1 it would be start from minus 1 and step also minus 1 in reverse order. So answer will be updated by multiplying the right. Right should be updated by multiplying with nums of array. Nums of I. Then after doing it, we want to return the answer. We run on a test case. If it is pass means then we're going to submit. I think the time complexity will be an O of n into m. Y means we are using a 2 for loop. It will traverse the entire array n times and into n time, not n times, to m times. So the time complexity will be O of n into m. Let me see. Of n. Okay, it is also like two for loops running separately, so the time will be of n. Take a screenshot and update it in the 1 minute. Let my charger, my battery is low.